Hi, Resilience Charter School. It's Amanda Waddell. I am here to talk to you about your zero waste program at your school, and I'm going to introduce you to the zero waste curriculum I created called the Ecology of Zero Waste and the plan that you guys are going to be participating in this year at your school. Okay, so I want to thank Resilience Charter School for taking on this zero waste program. I think it's going to be really great. I'm really looking forward to it. So it has several components. One of them is the education module. That's a 10-part program, and this is the introduction to that. You guys are also going to do hands-on zero waste programming at the school. So that means you're going to be participating in source separation of your valuable resources. So instead of the recyclables and food scraps going to the landfill, you guys are going to separate those out so we recycle right and we compost the food scrap. So your school is also going to take on procurement practices that are related to zero waste, meaning buying sustainable items. Hopefully we're going to form a green team, and this is all going to work together to create culture change on your school campus. So the reason we're doing this is basically because of the earth. Nature and water and animals and people, we care about them all, and we value the earth, and we really want to take care of it. And one way to do that is to integrate zero waste in your day-to-day life at your school and in your home and your community. So we all depend on natural resources. Everybody who lives on earth does. All of the creatures, the ecosystems, the animals and the plants, and we do as well. So we need a healthy earth. That's really, really important. So everything we sit on, everything we have, everything we eat, everything we use is all made from natural resources. And we need to protect the earth that contains all these natural resources for us and our community and for everybody else that lives on this earth. And so when you create zero waste system, basically we're managing resources, not waste, but resources, because everything we have and use and eat comes from the earth, from the natural resources. So this 10-part zero waste education program, you're going to learn a lot, and we're going to start by what's in your trash can. So a lot of us live in a way where we just commingle everything into one grumpy trash can. I mean, everything goes in there together, but instead we want to separate all of the items out. We want to keep all of those resources separate, and that really adds to their value. So you guys are already doing this when you started the composting program on day one of school this year. We're going to talk a lot about your trash, like where it goes, what we should do, what landfills are, and how to source separate. And we're really going to learn a lot about natural resources. You guys probably already know a lot about natural resources, but I bet you didn't know that zero waste really is all about taking care of the earth and taking care of those natural resources, and really kind of putting it together how we're all connected. We are part of the ecosystem that we want to keep healthy, and we're part of earth, and we want to keep that healthy as well. So zero waste is really an aspirational goal of sending a small amount of trash to the landfill that you can possibly manage. And zero waste is a system. So we're striving for system change, and we really want to mimic nature. So in nature, nothing is wasted. The plants and animals and ecosystems and communities out there don't have trash cans. Humans do. We've created this unnatural system of needing to throw things away. So zero waste wants to mimic nature where nothing is wasted. And we want all of our resources to be reused, recycled, or composted. And if there are things that don't fit into a zero waste system, we want them redesigned. So zero waste for everybody. You can work towards zero waste in your home, at your school, in a business, or all in a community together. And Gainesville is a zero waste community, so we're real excited about that. I want to talk about composting food scraps because you guys are already doing that. On day one, you guys source separated your food scraps out after lunch. And I'm really excited about that. You guys should be really proud of your effort. I was there on day one. You guys did a great job, and we're going to continue to do that every day. So this is a partnership between Resilience Charter School, a community composter called Beaten Path, and me. I work for the Repurpose project, which is a thrift store, a junk store, a reuse store And I'm also co-chair of Zero Waste Gainesville. So we've come together to work together to protect our earth. And one of the things we're doing is we are composting your food scraps after lunch. So with zero waste, we're trying to create circular systems of resource use. So like this graphic shows you, you guys probably realize that all of the food you eat comes from the earth. It's grown in the earth, or the animals are grown based off of the resources of the earth. So when we eat food, we always have a little bit of food scraps. So those food scraps should be composted. That compost, those food scraps go to a compost bin, or in the case of Beaten Path, to a compost setup that's at Grow Hub. And composting really is a natural process of decomposition where there's fungi and bacteria and invertebrates working to break down your food. And over time, with air and water and heat, it turns into a soil amendment or dirt. So that dirt is then used by farmers to grow more food. So this is how we demonstrate a circular system of resource use. And this really is what zero waste is all about. So recycling is something you are going to do right from day one for this zero waste program in your school. And your school has dual stream recycling, which I'm really excited about that, because dual stream recycling means all of your paper products are kept separate from your glass, your plastic, and your metal containers. And the reason this is so exciting is because that means your recyclables will go to the material recovery facility here in Alachua County. And it also means that those commodities, meaning the paper or the plastic or the metal or the glass, are going to stay at a higher value when we have dual stream. So you may have noticed that you have very large recycling carts at your school, and they will go out to the curb once a week, and those recyclables will be picked up. They will be taken and marketed, sold, and then they will be turned into new products and packaging. So that's really exciting. So if you see a blue bin or a recycling cart with a blue sticker on the top, that means you put in plastic bottles, metal cans, or glass. Your school probably doesn't have glass, but you do have some plastic bottles and maybe a soda can that's metal. If you see an orange recycling bin or a recycling cart that has an orange sticker on it, that means paper goes in there. So a variety of paper, writing paper, magazines, junk mail, small boxes. So here's a picture of what you can recycle in your blue bin at your school. It really is only these things. So it's cartons, which are mixed material. It is plastic bottles that have a neck. So think of a soda, a plastic bottle, or a detergent bottle, or bottled water. You can also recycle tubs, small plastic tubs that maybe yogurt came in, or margarine. You probably won't have something with margarine, but maybe yogurt. You can also recycle glass, although, like I said, your school probably doesn't generate glass. And you can recycle metal, so steel cans and aluminum cans, which are often what soda comes in. But that's about it. That's all the only types of things that should go in your blue bin. Now, your orange bin, you can put a variety of paper in, like paper board, small cardboard boxes, loose leaf paper, lined paper, white paper, colored paper, magazines, and kind of odds and ends paper. Even junk mail can go in your orange recycling bin with the paper products. So that's a quick overview of what you can recycle. So throughout the year, as you practice zero waste in your school and learn about zero waste in the modules, know that this is what we're working towards. We're working towards a zero waste community in your school, where we design products for the environment and we design out toxic and harmful substances that the environment can't absorb. It's just really not fair to have toxic substances in our products and packaging. We want to prevent waste from happening in the first place. So if you see something in the trash can that can't be recycled, that can't be reused, that can't be composted, think about how we can avoid that product or packaging. Use your critical thinking skills and come talk to me when you see me. We also want to buy less and buy used. Buying used is really good for the environment. We also want to enhance the reuse economies. So this is more than just buying used, but that's part of it. It's about sharing resources, it's about repairing things, and it's about using reusables, like a reusable water bottle instead of a single-use one, or a reusable cloth bag instead of a single-use plastic bag. We want our zero waste communities to be inclusive, meaning everybody comes to the table, everybody has a chance to work towards zero waste, and everybody has a chance to communicate your successes, but also your barriers, the things that make it hard to work towards zero waste. I want to hear about those from you guys. Zero waste also creates jobs because, again, we're managing resources. We're not just managing waste. And when you manage resources that are source separated, it takes a lot more people to work with that. We're also mitigating climate change. And you guys at Resilience Charter School should be very excited because source separating your food scraps after lunch really helps with climate change mitigation, because when the food goes to a landfill, it creates methane. And methane is a gas that's a high heat trapping gas, meaning it warms the climate. So the less food scraps we can send to the landfill, the better. So you guys should be really proud of your effort. And again, zero waste communities want to keep resources local. And again, you're doing that by source separating the food scraps to a local small business that's going to turn them into a soil amendment that will be used locally to help grow more food. I want to thank you guys for watching this introduction. I'm really excited for all of you students, teachers, and staff. Thank you for inviting me in. This is really just the start of a great year-long program. This is a really awful fuzzy picture I took of a manatee and alligator swimming together over 20 years ago. I absolutely love manatees and American alligators. They inspire me to keep working hard with all of the sustainability and zero waste work I do. I hope you guys find something that motivates you. All right. Thank you.